You woke up this morning, got a notification. Boomer Bunker's going live. It's Bob and John. You said, I guess I'll watch the shit show. I've got to kill some time. Then you clicked on that link now. You've got boomers in your eyes. Yeah, wait. Woke up this morning, our glory days are gone. Don't take us serious, cause we're probably wrong, but we're doing a podcast, baby. This means we're going live. It's Monday morning and it's Boomer Bunker time. So say it now. Woke up this morning with some boomers in your life. Woke up this morning, gotta put some boomers in your life. Oh shit, I was just jamming to the tune. Get ready for dissemination of misinformation. No more accidents, so you best be abstinent. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. I am Boomer Bob, and the man whose diaper looks like an email between two Supreme Court justices. Leaked. John Jamingo.
Bob, I'm just going to tell everybody to buckle the fuck in, because tonight is going to be a wild one. I have a feeling in my bones. A feeling in my bones. You gonna sit there and play with your fucking guitar, or are we gonna get to work?
All right.
Come on, let's get it done. Because I've been waiting for like 2 days to get in here, because I've got shit to say. I know you got shit to say. Take it away, Bob. Where are we going today? Crambone.
Not sure what you're talking about.
Don't you start with me. Don't you?
Oh, you want to dive right into the big topic?
Yes, always yes. Always yes. The people are here.
I just got a DM from Soft asking me what's going on. Like you don't know I'm live.
Well, if he doesn't know he's live, then he's not paying attention, and he doesn't deserve your attention.
Ooh.
That's what happens, right?
Harsh. Okay, well,
we've got people here. They want to be entertained, and we're sitting around here pulling our chokes.
Okay. Jesus Christ, you're such a bitch sometimes.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, all this shit's going on. You're telling me about all week how you've got an hour's worth on this one topic, and we're ready to go, and you're sitting around here with one thumb on your ass and one thumb in your mouth, and you're switching them. So let's get to it.
Hey man, just want to let you know that
somebody's got to fucking talk here. You're sitting around here. You want me to take over? I'll take over.
Shut your fucking fat mouth.
No, say something, do something, anything, please.
I need silence before I can do that. Otherwise, my words get muted by yours. That's just the way things are. So, abortion. It's by far the most polarized issue in this country. Would you agree?
Yes.
The yes or no question. Thank you. Now, whether you're for it or against it, I don't really fucking care. Now, on the SCOTUS abortion leak, I have a few takes here. Now, what the fuck is going on with the people that have access to this non-public information? I think it should be public personally, and I'm not mad that the world gets to see what's being said behind virtual closed doors. But what if this were something carrying more weight or volatility?
What would that be? What would carry more weight or volatility than the abortion topic?
I have no idea. I don't work in Washington, so I don't know all the shit that they do.
What I'm trying to say is this is volatile as it gets.
Like, okay, if they were going to overturn the election, not that they're going to do that, but let's say they were voting on something like that, that would probably be even more polarizing than this.
Yes.
Okay. So it could pose a potential threat that this info is so easily and willfully leaked. I mean, these are clerks, law clerks that
Maybe.
are doing this. So they have law degrees and shit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, my other take. What is this covering up?
That's a good question.
What are
Lot
they
of
doing
shit.
behind our fucking backs that they need this, one of the most polarizing debates on the fucking planet, to run subterfuge for them while they do other shit? What are they up to, and why
Gas-
do they allow this?
Gas prices went up today, from this morning until now, 19 cents. Today. It went up today. There's a movie that's out, 2,000 Mules, that basically says that the election was stolen. Maybe they don't want to talk about that.
Well, I think that the whole intention is to get everyone on the news and every dumb fuck podcaster out there, as well as all of the twidiots, debating their stance on abortion.
And we're just the dumb twidiots to do it.
And when you're busy doing that, they know that you're occupied as well as motivated to do what it takes to stop those dirty pigs known as Trump supporters from gaining another seat. Now, if you ask me, this is a planned leak. They know the unofficial decision, which I also feel is compromised, will put the power of abortion into the hands of the states. And they're sick of the Republican states showing the rest of the country how it's done. So they want to erase that by using this highly polarized topic of abortion to get pro-choice people to stuff ballots and push them to steal this next election to you on all levels, local, state, and federal.
Well, right now, by all polling, the Democrats are going to get shellacked in the midterms. Shellacked. So they need something, and this is it. And you know something? The Republicans are so stupid. They walked right into it. They walked right into this punch like the fucking morons that they are.
Well, all of this stemmed from a 2018 Mississippi law banning abortions after 15 weeks. That was blocked by lawsuits and on the docket of the Supreme Court back in December of 2021. So 15 weeks. So if someone comes into your clinic, you couldn't just lie and say, 12 weeks. I meant 12. He's big for his age. His daddy drank a lot of Mountain Dew Code Red.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, couldn't you just lie? Like, 15 weeks is not, there's no way, man. I want 20 weeks.
Bob?
Here in Alabama, it's 20 weeks, but it's 22 weeks from the date of your last period.
Bob, I'm going to tell you right now, I told you this was going to happen a couple podcasts ago, and I blame women because they can't make up their fucking mind. No. I blame women.
I think that's unfair.
I told them, I said, did you listen? You're all so smart. You wouldn't commit to when an unborn child should be protected under the 14th Amendment. You couldn't say whether it was 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 20 weeks. You couldn't say it. Then you can't even define what a fucking woman is. And now you're all up in arms over this.
Well, what I found hilarious is that women online are calling for women everywhere to stop sleeping with men until the abortion thing is totally free and legal. Now, so you're going to practice abstinence in order to get the right to go raw dog?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Why not? Let's do that.
That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? You know how you don't get pregnant?
I refuse to have sex until I have the right to have unprotected sex, irresponsibly get pregnant and go have an abortion.
Well, I got to tell you, Bob, men are no better. Men are no better. They're doing the same thing. They're raw dogging it. They're dumping and running, and they're off. And I'm telling you, people are melting down. One of the best meltdowns was the chick from Young Turks. She did an amazing meltdown, and I got to tell you, a lot of the shit she said was right.
Do you have a clip?
Oh, do I have a clip, Bob? Of course I have a clip.
We don't even have paid family leave. We don't even have affordable childcare in this freaking country.
Go to the Ukraine.
Okay, and the people who fight against those kinds of laws are Republicans.
And yet,
what do you want them to do with their kids when they have to go to work?
Quit yelling, bitch.
What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? I want them to answer that freaking question. Answer the question. Journalists, ask them the question. Ask
Isn't it amazing?
God, ask them.
Meltdown.
Goddamn question.
Meltdown.
God.
Isn't it amazing that not
One
one
done there,
Democrat
period. No
has
risk of
shown
abortion needed there.
1% of the passion that Anna has today?
They don't care.
They
They're
don't
fine.
care.
They don't care about
They're
you.
fine.
Don't
fuck
They're
yourself.
all so old, they don't even have to worry about it affecting them. And if they're young enough where it would affect them, they'll get their abortion.
They're going to
Okay,
fly to
they're
Paris.
trading individual stocks, enriching themselves. They're good. They're good. They don't care
Her
about you.
voice is birth control all on
Make
its own.
sure you understand that and you feel it in your bones. They don't care about you
No,
at all.
don't care, especially about you.
All of that fundraising, all of that canvassing, all of that hard work on the ground, they can't even get a voting rights bill passed. They're losers.
Trusha Briggs writes in, thank you, Anna, for communicating this momentous injustice and the rage we're all feeling today.
That guy, I got to tell you, that guy is the dumbest guy I've ever seen as a political commentator. I mean,
yogurt,
chink yogurt.
chunk.
Whatever. At least a broken clock is right twice a day. He's dumber than a broken clock. So, but what she said is, what do you do if you get pregnant and you have to have this kid and you have no one to help you and you don't have enough money to take care of this kid? What are you supposed to do? And they don't give a shit. The Republicans don't give a shit. They're just that's your problem. Like George Carlin said, if once they believe in right to life until birth and after birth, go fuck yourself. And he was absolutely right. So here we are. But I have a plan. I have a plan to fix all this. If I was in charge, I have a plan. But we'll get to it when you're. So what else you got going on?
You brought up Carlin. Wasn't he the one who said something like, isn't it interesting that all the women who are complaining about abortion are women nobody wants to fuck in the first place?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Here we go. I added a little bit to this one. Hopefully you catch why I did.
It's heartbreaking, and as a woman who has benefited from Roe v. Wade, but also as a healthcare provider, this is an attack.
Is it not
on
playing?
women.
The decision to make abortions illegal will not stop them from happening. It will only stop them from happening safely.
It's heartbreaking.
Did you get that?
Yeah, suffering succotash.
Well, look at her. She got safely.
It did not play. All I got is Spicer and Company.
That's what I asked you. If it's playing, and you're like, yep.
The audio was playing, but the video wasn't playing. I didn't.
I don't know why. I don't know what that's about.
Well, Jesus Christ. Okay.
More problems.
You said it's playing. Yeah, I could hear it. I did. Well, I don't know. We don't preview each other's clips, so I didn't know there was something supposed to play. And then we have Eliza Schellinger, the comedian. She's melted down.
I'm not interested in the sophistry. Like, well, I'm pro-life, but no. This is very black and white now. It doesn't matter. It's either you're with women or you're against women. That's it. Oh, you're pro-life? Great. You can keep that baby. If you accidentally get pregnant, you can keep that baby. That is your choice. I want you to have that choice. I do not want you to make that choice for another woman. It is anti-American. It's anti-American, and more importantly, it's fucking creepy that strangers would force you to keep a baby because it's a baby and then there's no one there to support you. Why are we doing this? Because people are racist and anti-woman.
Okay, so again, here we are. It's racist and anti-white. Who's going to have more of the if they do away with abortion, who's going to have more babies? Is it going to be the white people or is it going to be
black people? Be poor, primarily poor people, but ethnically it'll be the minorities, black people and Hispanics. They are number one and number two for abortions in this country.
Yeah. So, okay. I have a plan if you want to hear the plan, or you don't.
No, plan, go.
Okay. So like I told you, I blame women on this and they wouldn't make the rules. So what has to happen? A man has to come in.
Hold on. I don't remember
and fix this.
I don't remember anybody collectively asking women, hey, what are the rules?
I did.
What? Okay, well, you're not in office, so that doesn't really mean anything.
Well, they can't make up their fucking mind. I say, okay, when is that lump of cells a human? And if it is human, then it's protected under the 14th Amendment, which is a child. And they couldn't tell me. It's
I'm a
very
clump
easy.
of cells too. You're a clump of cells. Everybody is a clump of cells.
I understand that. But when is that child supposed to be a child that can be protected? You're as bad as a woman. You're half a cunt. The thing is that nobody will make up their mind. Is it 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 20 weeks? No one will say. And the answer is 12 weeks, the first trimester. That's the answer. That's what Roe versus Wade means. And even if they do away with Roe versus Wade, all it's going to do is take this and move it back to the states, where the states will make up their minds on what's going on. And the people have more of a say in the state than they do federally. New Jersey, they'll have a drive-through. You drive up, you open your legs, they jam a vacuum cleaner in there and suck the kid out. New Jersey will keep it. New York will keep it. Massachusetts, they all have abortions. Only down south in your basic Bible-thumping states won't be the ones that you won't be able to have an abortion. So go ahead.
Are you done?
For now, I got more.
I have to make sure.
Go ahead.
The common argument that I hear from the other side or from the pro-choice side is that as far as when can we terminate, what they say, well, when the baby can live on its own. I'm like, well, I know like 30-year-olds who still live with their parents and can't live on their own. So does that count? Because a baby, when it comes out of the mother, still can't survive on its own. It can't sustain. It needs more help.
All right. So I took a common sense tact on this whole thing. All right. If I was in charge, when I go hunting, I need a permit to shoot a turkey. I need a permit to shoot a doe. If I go fishing, I need a permit to get a straight bass. I need a license to drive, a license to get married. You don't have to have, from now on, they have to apply to get pregnant in my country.
Well, so, how about this? How about you're allowed so many abortions in a certain amount of time period?
Well, you could do that, or you could go with the common sense thing is where you apply. You got to find out if you're financially secure, who's going to take care of the baby. Are you going to be able to do this? Why won't it work?
Because
it's never been done. That's why it won't work.
Yeah. Okay.
And then here's the deal. If you so guess what? If you get pregnant without a permit, like driving without a license, there's fines. It'd be $5,000 fine for the man and a $5,000 fine for the woman. And here's the thing. If you are pregnant, now you have to bring all your records in. And if you're not financially secure enough to raise that kid and are able to raise that kid, we go to step 2. Step 2 is now people apply that want to have a baby, that want, looking for kids that can't have kids. And if they put a bid on your kid and they're going to take your kid and they qualify and have a permit to have a child, then you can have you'll have the baby and you'll give it to that person. If nobody wants your kid, if it's whatever it is,
black people,
then what you do is then we take you right over and we perform the abortion and off you go.
Okay.
Next time you get pregnant without a permit, it's $10,000. Oh, and here's another thing. No more fucking man and woman. They're not allowed to do any vaginal fucking for 6 months. Like when you get caught driving under the influence, you can't drive for 6 months. No fucking 6 months.
Okay. So I have a little short clip here that they pulled from, I think, MSNBC regarding a poll about the terms at which Americans felt comfortable regarding the abortion issue.
To the second trimester, and that's where public opinion shifts. Now you've only got 34% who say that abortion in that time frame should be legal in most or all cases. You've got 2/3 basically saying it should be illegal. And then you move to the third trimester and you see an even more dramatic movement there. Less than 20% believe abortion in the third trimester should be legal.
So, and now I also put on here some clips from the idiot himself.
The mumbling fool.
So the idea that we're going to make a judgment that is going to say that no one can make the judgment to choose to abort a child based on a decision by the Supreme Court, I think goes way overboard.
Did you catch his terminology there? Abort a child. So
Right.
he just admitted that it's a child.
Right. Oh yeah, I know. And you know something? Listen, I listen to a lot of conservative talk, and they're all over there, and they're saying that this doesn't make a difference, and it does make a difference, and they're stupid because women they'll think twice before they vote for a Republican that's pro-life. They will think twice. Trust me.
Got the video right for that other one. I'm sorry. I'm going to redo it real quick. It's not that long. It's very short.
It's heartbreaking. And as a woman who has benefited from Roe v. Wade, but also as a healthcare provider, this is an attack on women.
The decision to make abortions illegal will not stop them from happening. It will only stop them from happening safely.
What does a 14-year-old boy have to? Why does that 14-year-old boy have an opinion on abortion? He shouldn't have any opinion on abortion whatsoever.
Okay. I also found this one now. Not a clip, but now companies are providing travel accommodations for employees needing to travel to another state to get an abortion.
That's fine. I don't care. Go ahead. Get that little bastard sucked out of you. Who cares? Go ahead.
Are you done?
Maybe.
Thank you, John.
CBS News reported Yelp's health insurance already covers abortion care. But next month, the company will also provide travel benefits for U.S. employees and their dependents who need to travel out of state to access these services. Quote, "We've long been a strong advocate for equality in the workplace and believe that gender equality cannot be achieved if a woman's health care rights are restricted," Yelp's chief diversity officer, Miriam Warren, said in a statement. Quote, "As a remote-first company with a distributed workforce, this new benefit allows for our U.S. employees and their dependents to have equitable access to reproductive care, regardless of where they live."
And what does that? So what? Okay.
So it's cool.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I don't have a listen. I'll be honest with you. I swear to God, I don't give a shit about this. I could care less. It doesn't affect me. And you know what? I don't understand why this is such an important thing. Ladies, take care. I mean, you're in charge. You're in charge of the punani. You're in charge. Make the guy wrap it. Don't go bareback with the guy. Of course he's going to dump and run. Of course he is. But there also should be, if she gets pregnant, the guy that did it needs to also feel some of this pain too.
Well, okay, while you're talking about guys feeling pain,
Yes.
what about this guy?
Well, here, again, and the ladies are like, men should not be able to sit there and have an opinion about women. What about this guy? He's pregnant.
Yeah,
Ladies,
the Apple birth emoji.
You checkmated yourselves. First of all, you just said a man can be pregnant. Okay, well then if a man can be pregnant, then we can have a fucking opinion. You checkmated yourselves. I can't, it cracks me up that the women are sitting here and they're crying, it's ridiculous. Oh, my God. You're in charge of the punani. You're the keeper of the key to the gate. What about rape? That's a whole different ball game. Rape's a whole different ball game.
Odds are these loudmouths who are crying about it live in states where it's not going to be threatened anyway. Now, this kind of leads into another thing that you have on the Trello board. This is a tweet from I actually have read. I think this is like a newspaper here, Motherboard. Back in September of 21, they tweeted, "Rogan has recovered from COVID-19 and used his first show back to spread misinformation about the horse deworming drug he took." Let's fast forward to yesterday. Misoprostol enunciate that for me, please, is relatively easy to acquire from veterinary sources since, in addition to medically inducing abortions, it is also used to treat ulcers in horses. That rhymes.
So you're going to take horse ulcer medication to get rid of pregnancy. It's a two drug thing. So the first thing that they use is progesterone.
Progesterone.
It's what they use to start contractions. So they give them that, and then they follow it up with the horse ulcer medication. But we couldn't have it. You couldn't take it for COVID because it was horse dewormer. But I goddamn guarantee you that not one of those mainstream media sites will say anything about this medication that it's used for horse ulcers. This shit writes itself. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The hypocrisy of both sides. Both sides. I'm not letting the right off either. This is so stupid to go after this. This is so dumb. I don't even know why they're paying attention to any of this shit. Why would you care if somebody terminates an unwanted pregnancy? Why? Tell me why. What other thing that if you get, they make you keep besides COVID? What?
Yeah, I don't care. But to me, it's just the hypocrisy. This article here says leftist groups direct protesters to descend upon Supreme Court justices' homes. This was May 4th, today. Washington. Activist groups are directing angry abortion protesters to the homes of 6 extremist Supreme Court justices amid swelling abortion protests in major cities around the country. So it's cool to go to their houses.
Guys like Ben Shapiro and Glenn Beck and Steven Crowder, they're all applauding that Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned. And I don't understand. They're like, oh, the killing of babies. They're not wanted. They're not wanted. All right. Nobody wants them. So sorry. It doesn't mean you got to keep it.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a story here. Speaking about late-term abortions.
Was it Joe Biden?
No, hang on one second. Let me get to it. Upper Mayfield shooting of 2 brothers in their home. Trish Wynn is facing a deadline. After a month of dispute over $11,000 in back rent, she was about ready to get evicted out of her house. What did she do? She performed 2 late-term abortions on her 10 and 13-year-old son by shooting him in the head, and now they're on life support waiting because they're brain dead. So now they're basically going to harvest their organs and use them for transplants.
Right.
So is this a late-term abortion? We allowed to do this? Is this okay?
No.
This woman was divorced and she could not take care of the kid. She had nowhere to live. She was going to be homeless. So instead of doing that, she shot him in the fucking head. And then and the brother-in-law was there. He tried to shoot her. He wrestled the gun away from her, and then she ran away. I have a feeling she probably would have shot herself if they let her do it, but they didn't. And then she ran away, and now she's caught. And she's going to go to jail for the rest of her life. If you're going to make people have these children, then the children need to be taken care of. That's the most important thing. The children need to be taken care of. And if the parents can't do it, then the state has to do it and the government has to do it. And like George Carlin said, once they have the kid, they're like, fuck you, you're in charge. And that's just not the way that's even worse. That is even worse, to make a child come up through poverty and being hungry and not having medical care. That is worse than an abortion, in my humble opinion. What are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? So you go, 2 late-term abortions, 10 and 13. Is that okay?
done.
But how long do you have to fucking wait for me to stop when I stop talking? Ask me if I'm fucking done.
Never know.
The bullshit you don't know. I sit there, I stop, I look at you, I count to 5, and you're still staring at me. Here's an idea: count to 3, and then start fucking talking.
Are you done? 1,
3, go.
I mean, there is a thing called adoption. I believe I've seen some kind of a statement by was it Amy Coney Barrett? Something about they're going to work towards laws that where, you know what, if you have a baby and you don't want it, you can just drop it off with wherever, no questions asked, to where that way nobody feels stuck with a kid that they don't want. I'm not saying that that's an answer for the abortion thing, but I don't know why they would ask any questions. And anyway, I think now if you just hand over your kid to like a fireman and shit, they're probably going to write your tag number down, kind of come after you and put you in jail, whatever. There's a safe zone. You can take your child and give it to a police station, a church, or a fire department. You can surrender the child, and there's no charges against you. Okay. But here's the thing, and I'm going to say the same thing that I say about when they want to take your guns away. I say, when you take all the guns away from criminals, then you can come for mine. The same way, when you get rid of all the children that are out there now that are in foster care and when you home all them, then you can come to me and tell me about how adoption's an option. Because right now, they're full. And it's not, and listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be straight out with you. I'm going to go right to racism. Here's what's going to happen. Nobody's going to want to adopt a child. I'm not going to say nobody. A lot of people are not going to want to adopt a child that's not the same race as them. It's not going to happen. So this is what you're going to have. Yeah,
and have a bunch of
you can adopt them all.
Right.
That's true.
There you go. Adam's sitting there. See, the problem is, Adam, they're already alive. They're already alive. If you snuff them out in the womb, who knows? No one knows.
Well, would that be an issue for Trigger John? Would that be an issue for these people?
Mom, Dad, and the kids are huddled in their TV room in Austin. Eyes are glued to a video game. The dad, Brian, is managing the controller, but it's his kids who are the real brains of the operation. Brian and his wife, Susan, are the parents of 5-year-old twins, including a transgender girl, who started expressing gender variance at age 2.
Well, I think I like Spirit Tracks best.
Their daughter has grown out her hair and changed her pronouns. She isn't old enough for puberty blockers, but Brian and Susan are still worried about getting reported to Child Protective Services.
As they should.
They ask we only use their first names.
I don't want to leave. On the other hand, if we had to, I know we'd be okay. Yeah, it's just kind of crummy.
Only in recent months, conversations about leaving Austin have become plans.
So they're in Austin, Texas, and they have twins. One of them is a transgender, 5-year-old.
They should take the child away from them. This is why I said, if you had
when the government.
Go ahead.
In my plan, you would have a financial thing, and then you would talk to these people. They would be interviewed, and then as soon as you found out that they're sitting there, they believe in this transgender shit. Sorry, you don't get a fucking permit. You don't get a permit.
1, 2, 3. But wait, there's more.
That change happened in February when the governor and AG started calling gender-affirming care child abuse.
My worst fear had come true with no warning and no time buffer or anything.
Fear describes most of the past year for Susan and Brian. They followed bills in the legislature that sought to criminalize gender-affirming care. Those ultimately failed, which led to the governor's directive months later. An injunction currently puts these investigations on hold, but Susan isn't hopeful.
I just can't picture a situation in which this doesn't get worse.
Susan and Brian, who both work in education, are looking for jobs in states with stronger civil rights protections for trans people.
It never crossed my mind that we would go anywhere else.
Isn't it weird that they both work in education?
So
no,
now
it's not.
They're preparing to say goodbye to Texas.
I can't think ahead to a time when my kids are older. I can't imagine buying a home. I don't even feel comfortable taking a job here.
Susan's heartbroken.
We're not going to be able to
leave
buy
her
a home,
sister
so
and
you
the
take
kids'
that off the
grandparents.
wish list.
Moving elsewhere is on the table for many others, says Shelley Skeen with the LGBTQ rights group Lambda Legal.
I really can't think of it.
So what this couple's pondering doing is moving to Colorado, where I guess all of this would be tolerated, or they would be allowed to dump, hormone blockers, whatever you call them, down their kid's neck.
Okay. So let me ask, I would love to ask these two fucking mental midgets one question. If your 2-year-old said it was a fucking unicorn, would you super glue a fucking horn to its head and put a tail on it? You would not.
I'm just glad I was born when I was, because my mother has told me many times that, when I was younger, that I was supposed to be a girl. She had 2 boys and she had a 3rd child hoping for a girl. So God knows if it was, modern day, she might turn me into a trans kid. Yeah, no. Okay. One.
There's a lot of shit just went through my mind there, and that's fine. I don't know. Maybe you would have been a good trans kid. I don't know.
Hey, I was at Costco yesterday and I saw these and I don't get it. Organic tampons.
I can explain that to you if you want.
I mean, I get that the cotton is organic, but why? Worried about toxic shock or something?
I happen to know. I happen to be educated on this topic because I once edited a podcast where they didn't believe in the pill and everything, and they were all about these organic tampons, and I'll tell you why. Because what happens is they to keep bugs and shit off of these, they spray them with pesticides, and then to grow them, they spray them with fertilizer, and then they take the cotton, they pick it, and they put this together, and the next thing you know, you're sticking pesticides and fertilizer up your hoo-ha, and that's not good. So these organic tampons are all grown without pesticides or any kind of fertilizer on it. It's just natural cotton that will absorb the blood and not have your body absorb a bunch of toxins. That's what that's all about. I applaud that.
If they infused these with like fruit juice, would it make it taste like grape juice or something like that? I don't mean the tampon, I mean the actual what it goes in.
No.
Damn it. I love grape juice.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to work. So, yeah. That's why they have organic tampons.
Thanks, John. I feel educated.
You should.
Yeah. So what do you want to go to? So there's a bag ban happening in your state.
Wait, before we get into the bag ban.
Oh, you got
I just want to I know, I got it there, but before we get into that, I want to show you something, because now we're getting now we are getting stories like this, because teachers in Florida are fucking around and finding out pansexual Florida teacher canned for discussing orientation with students. Casey Scott, who is married to a man, identifies as a pansexual, means she's attracted to all genders. Oh, look at her. Florida teacher claims she was fired for discussing her pansexual status with middle school students, whom she then asked to draw pictures representing their sexual orientation. They don't know. Cape Coral art instructor Casey Scott said her students were curious about her sexual orientation. Were they? She explained to them that she's pansexual during a lesson. You know something? I'm 60 years old. I'm not even sure what a fucking pansexual is. A discussion happened in class, and because of that, they're fired. Scott told the outlet.
I thought it was like, wife's bent over in the kitchen, loading a dishwasher, you smack her on the ass with a pan, and then you end up having sex.
This right here, that right there is pansexual. She's married to a man. That's, you know what? And when I was in school, I didn't even know if my teachers were married. And then they're supposed to make a flag representing their own sexuality and gender identities, ranging from transgender to non-binary to gay. The first-year teacher posted their creations to the classroom door before administrators told her to take that shit down. They said it would be best in the best interest if she got rid of them now.
Oh,
So
all she has to do is just move to a state where they tolerate this shit, and she'll get a job, no problem. There's no, guess what? They're having issues finding qualified folk to do that work too. So
Scott said she crumpled up the pictures and put them in the trash. Lee's school district officials said some students understood her explanation of her sexualities, where others were left confused. No shit. The subject matter angered some of the parents and students who wrote to the administrators to voice their displeasure. Scott, who was working on a probationary basis and not part of the teachers union, thank God she didn't have tenure, was eventually told not to return to campus and her contract was being terminated. So there you go. Firing came just days before DeSantis bans instruction related to gender identity and sexual orientation for kids in kindergarten through fourth grade. The backer of the Parents' Right Bill argued that sexual subject matter is inappropriate for young children and that the law shields them and their parents. Critics dubbed the legislation the Don't Say Gay bill, which it's not, and asserted that it fosters hostility to the LGBT community. Now, you know what fosters hostility to the LGBT community? Where you just don't stay in your lane, that you've got to sit there and you got to try to make everybody else as fucking nutty and fruity and as perverted as you are. No one cares that you're pansexual. You know what? If I was to teach the kid in there, I'd say, why do you got two balls on your nose? Not in a good way.
hey, I like guitars, but if I was a school teacher, like a math teacher, I doubt I'd be trying to turn everybody in there into a guitarist.
It's ridiculous. All right. You know what's worse, Bob, than the whole abortion problem? In New Jersey, starting today, they are banning plastic bags for your groceries.
Just plastic bags, or is there other?
And paper.
Okay,
Now,
wait a minute. Now, what's your girlfriend going to use over your head when she comes by for a conjugal?
I have no idea. Well, she'll probably use one of these other bags that they make that's out of plastic.
Oh, the reusable bags?
They're reusable, yes. So now you'll just, instead of putting a paper bag over your head, you'll just put a reusable one over
Have you ever looked up the math on those? The amount of resources it takes to make one of those canvas reusable bags, you would have to reuse it something like 250,000 times in order for it to make it worthwhile, whatever.
Bob, that doesn't make any difference. These people are making a law because of science. Because of the climate change.
Wish you would embrace command and the plus sign. It really blows up your
Okay, hang on. Here we go. I can do all that shit. And tomorrow morning, I'll go to a regular website, and the next thing you know, I'll be like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened here?"
Well, you're blind anyway.
That's right. Online grocery ordering exploded in popularity during the first months of coronavirus pandemic, and that is true because someone like me, who used to get their groceries delivered before the pandemic, had a hard time getting groceries because everybody was doing it, and I felt left out because I was like, "Damn it, I should be in the front of the line." So now what happens is in New Jersey, because we've got everything else in New Jersey is fine. We don't have a fucking problem in this state. So what were we going to do? We're going to ban plastic bags in all stores. The ban goes a step further in grocery stores, banning paper bags. Paper's still allowed in retail. So how does this happen online? What do we do here? Well, I'll tell you what, because I got groceries delivered today because I wanted to see what happened. And you know what they did in Walmart? They sent me those reusable bags, and they didn't charge me, but they told me that the next, I think it's within a week, the next time they're going to charge me $1 a bag. And what the fuck am I going to do with those bags? You know what I'm going to do? I'll throw them in the fucking trash like I threw the other bags. And the other ones are little tiny plastic bags, and these ones are a lot bigger. So this is what's happening. Acme, they already use reusable bags for the shop at home orders. All they use is Instacart for grocery deliveries, but Instacart, they don't know what to do with this shit. ShopRite will use reusable bags to package shop from home orders, and spokesman said a flat fee of $1.50 will be applied to all online orders. So, you know what? That's not too bad. I'll take that. But then what are we going to do with all these bags? Because I can't send them back. What are we going to do with all these goddamn bags? These people are morons. They don't sit there and they don't think about it. They have no idea what they're doing. This is ridiculous. And what did I do with my number here?
What about
Damn.
condoms?
What about condoms, Bob? What do you put in a condom and
They
take
ban those too?
No, why would they? Oh, I see, because they're made out of plastic. Is that what you're saying, Bob? I don't understand what you're saying.
I haven't bought a condom in like almost 20 years, so
You're part of the problem. All right.
not a turn here.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. We can't have plastic straws because they found one turtle with a straw stuck up its nose. And it cracks me up. Now they give you a paper straw and then they hand you a fucking plastic cup that you could take and make 50 plastic straws out of. That's okay. That's okay. All I want, Bob, is a little common sense. So when they started talking about this, they said to the people, well, what about the online groceries? And the guy said in the Senate said, oh, we didn't think about that. It never came up. Never came up. I can't with this.
Yeah, I know when the straw ban came out, like Starbucks, they had the lid like this with the straw, and that used something like 3.4 grams of fucking plastic, and the new one that was like a sippy cup lid used like 4.2 grams. It's like you're just using more plastic.
You're using more plastic, and what are you supposed to do?
All because one turtle had a cocaine problem.
Yeah. Or they found one stupid turtle that had a straw stuck. One turtle.
That's what I'm saying.
One turtle.
All right, we got a big one here from Tristan. I'm going to address it. I don't know what it says, but here we go. Throwing in my wisdom for the episode, I've been hearing whispers from my sources that there is a potential slowdown in the supply chain and food shortages expected the middle to end of this month. My sources say that they may be wrong, but pasta supply is already dwindling. Well, there's going to be a lot of things dwindle. My wife is a buyer for a certain industry, and she is having a hell of a time finding damn near anything that they use. And she orders tens of thousands of different items that are very, very important. And she's having a very hard time getting them. So
here we go from the Independent. The price of chicken could match that of beef as the cost of feeding the birds continue to rise. And now, because I read it one time, I can't read it again unless I register. You pricks. So basically what they're saying now is that they are running out of chickens. The chickens are now getting the bird flu, so they're killing all these chickens, and they're not going to have chickens. So now the price of chicken is going to go up. This is what people are going to do. They're going to start buying local, and the people that are going to really, really feel the heat are people in the cities, the major metropolitan cities and stuff like that. That's where they're going to feel the heat. That's where the food's going to run out first. Out here in the suburbs, South Jersey is the Garden State, and around here we have a bunch of farms that have produce, and right now we're coming into the produce season. So people that are in the know, they're taking tomatoes and they're making tomato sauce and they're canning that and they're canning pickles and they're making, they're buying spinach and they're putting that up. So they're doing a lot of stuff to put food up.
Well, I have a list of food factories or plants that have been taken out so far in 2022. Van Drinnen Farms in Moments, Illinois, Cargill Nutrina Feed Mill in LeCompte, Louisiana, Washington Potato Company in Mouston, Wisconsin, Bonanza Meat Company in El Paso, Shearer's Foods in Hermiston, Oregon, Nestle Hot Pockets in Jonesboro, Arkansas, a Walmart Fulfillment Center in Plainsfield, Illinois, Maricopa Food Pantry in Arizona, Rio Fresh in Texas, East Conway Beef and Pork in New Hampshire, Gem State Processing in Idaho, Taylor Farms in Salinas, California, Azure Standard Headquarters in Oregon, almost done, Chicken Farm in Jones County, Mississippi, this past weekend, May 1st, which is not searchable on Google, by the way. I had to really dig for this one. Purdue Farms, which I happen to buy that brand. I happen to like their frozen chicken products. Purdue Farms facility in South Norfolk of Chesapeake, whatever the fuck that means, And of course, the General Mills plant near Atlanta that happened. That was the one that the plane crashed into. What, like a week or two ago?
Bob, how do they know that the chickens have the flu? Do they sneeze? How do they know?
Think they stuff something up their beak, like in their nostril that's in their beak. So,
and then they test them.
Now there are articles popping up all over the internet debunking anyone saying that this is odd. They say that 12 of them were either ruled accidental or no foul play suspected. One was at a vacant building that used to house a meat plant, and 5 others are still under investigation. What do you really think that it's hard to, I don't know, change the cause of, fire? Just let's say this was accidental.
I just love where the planes crash in and nobody talks about the pilot.
Yeah.
Who died? The plane crashed into the plant, set the whole plant on fire, burned it down. What happened to the pilot?
I mean, I've got the whole list here, and it doesn't do you any good because it's really small. And what happened to each one? So,
Duchess says foul play.
Foul.
I want to get back to this. Soft. We have Soft here who just joined Patreon and prefers that I don't get 50%. Well, guess what? I get 50%, and thank you for your $1.50.
Well, this live streaming thing isn't free either. So
right.
So the proceeds help us continue to foot the bill for that.
Just like a socialist wants to sit there and keep their fucking jackboot on the neck of somebody that's speaking the truth.
It on him. He's a patron, and I'm glad to have.
Hey, I'm glad he's there too. It doesn't mean he's not
really like Soft.
I know you do, but doesn't mean that he's not a socialist.
If he didn't live in fucking Michigan, like if he lived in a state next to Michigan, whatever, I'd go and visit the guy. I really like him. I think he's cool as shit. I want to drink a beer with that dude, but he lives in Michigan, and I'm not going to fucking Michigan.
When was the last time you talked to him?
It's been a little while because he's not been around lately. He's been handling things at the home front, I guess. So,
okay.
Me and him have always got along. I mean, from what I remember, I'm the one that brought him around the gang, the nitwits. So,
oh, you did? You're the one.
He was over in Who's Rights after show chat, and I was like, dude, here's a link. Come over here, man. We like to hang and bullshit. So,
okay. All righty.
He is who brought me on to Eric Zane's show. He gave me the link and brought me on to discuss your Rage Quit. So
the donut fat trilogy.
Yeah, so I was on there once. I think all I remember is Eric telling me that I have a voice to sell trucks and barbecue.
Well, I got to say then, thank you, Soft, because of you, we have a bunch of fantastic listeners from the Eric Zane show.
Exactly.
That was amazing.
See,
still a socialist. What can I tell you? But he's a nice socialist. He's not your bargain basement dwelling socialist.
So,
you got anything else going on?
Yeah, I've got this palate cleanser. I hate the music, so I'm gonna ease it down a little bit. I know it's rough video, but this is awesome. This guy's working from home, I guess. And yes, it's at like 2x, whatever. The wheel came off his chair. The back's coming off of his chair. He's all fucked up. This chair's pissing him off, right? He's just having a really, really, really bad day.
Oh, I have a feeling it's going through that window.
I think what he does is worse. Oh, well, there goes the drywall. And the computer and everything else on the desk.
I guess working from home.
He kicks the shit out of this thing.
Alexa.
I think the bad part is that the chair is black.
Oh, no.
Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to see how this
racism.
I wanted to see how this went along with the video. Yeah. See, destruction and the music to go with it. Yeah, kick it. Beat that fucking chair. Like it owes you money. All right, we're done.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. So I got an Oculus. I decided to buy one today.
What, did you get cataracts?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No. I have it here. It came today. I ordered it today, and it came today. That was quick. I mean, I've never seen anything. They want you to have one of these things so bad. They just like, oh, someone ordered it. Get it over to his house right away before he figures out that he doesn't want it anymore. And I got to tell you, it is pretty neat.
What color is your Oculus?
It's white.
Oh, you're a racist. Mine's black.
Oh, so what? You're just a race baiter. That's all you are. You're just, so,
why would you say that?
Why would I say that? Because yours is black. Here it is right here.
Have you bought any games yet?
No.
I can give you tips and tricks on how to get the games on the cheap.
I'm sure you can.
Oh,
hang on,
awesome.
I got to take my head off. Take my hat off. But so anyhow, you put this thing on here, and I got to tell you, it was pretty neat to go. But the problem was just setting it up. It made me kind of sick to my stomach. Does that go away, or am I going to, is this going to be like this all the time?
Now, when I first got mine, I adjusted it so tight because I was trying to get the light to not come in from the sides and the bottom.
See, I get it from the nose, like right here under the nose.
I loosened mine up a little bit, and it's more comfortable with it loose. I learned to tune out the light that leaks in from the sides and the nose. They make little things. Now you have an Oculus too. I have the original, which is a little bit different, but I've got a shitload of games for mine. I've spent a lot of money. I enjoy the boomer games, the putt golf, the pinball. I love this sports game where you get to play baseball with like a fish and that kind of stuff. Sorry, my mom just texted me. I had to make sure it wasn't something important. Anyway, yeah. And the cool thing is that, like, say if you bought the putt game we have, like the golf game or whatever, you and I can meet in the same, putt course and play some golf.
Yeah. What I like about this thing, also there's a poker, you can do poker.
Yeah, VR Poker Stars.
Right. And I'll tell you one thing, which I thought was kind of cool, is that you can kind of like move. It is really, really impressive. The graphics and everything are really impressive. So I'm kind of excited about this. The reason I got this today was I was producing one of the podcasts that I produced that nobody knows about, and they were talking about this might be the next form of entertainment. So in other words, where we could use this and actually do a show, like a live show.
Yeah.
Where they could come in and watch us do a live show. And I thought that was interesting. So I really want to play around with it in that realm. I'm not going to be in there doing shooting. Well, I might do some shooting games and stuff like that, but you can also go hang out like we used to hang out in Discord. So we'll see. Again, VR porn. I'm sure that's going to be next.
If you remember when we had, Doug coming around and he was on the show and whatnot, one of my complaints was that, that their most recent show was that they were talking about trying to set up a podcast where they could podcast in, virtual reality, which would be on Oculus. And I remember I said they spent like a half an hour on that in the episode. It was kind of fucking retarded. Neither of them own an Oculus. So, yeah. So I get what you're talking about with the podcast. I haven't put mine on in probably 6 months. So just because I've gotten into the home arcade games and stuff and pinball games. So I've kind of got other toys to play with when I want to play with toys.
I think it'll be neat. Now, as far as virtual porn, I think you need more than just the glasses. I think you need something to attach to your naughty bits. And then, they would need something attached to their naughty bits. And then you'd have to have something attached to your mouth, I would think, too. That being said, maybe the Oculus 5 or 6 might have that shit. You never can tell.
Yeah, the most I would say the first accessory you should get for that thing, if it didn't come with one, is like a zipper case, like a soft
Yeah, I didn't
case.
get a zipper case for it
Keep
yet.
if you still have the box, keep that little cover that was inside covering the lenses on the inside, just because you don't want those to get touch. You don't want to touch them. You want to, those things are very, delicate. So
Okay.
you want to keep them. You can also buy a soft gel felt thing to go in there and protect those lenses when it's not in use.
So Dean puts this message up, Demolition Man, which was a movie back in, God, it had to be 90s, maybe? Not 100% sure. But it was with Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone. And if you go back and watch that movie now, I'm shocked how close it is to what's going on in the country right now. So,
I should go back. I don't think I ever saw it.
I think it's a good movie. Wesley Snipes is in there. He's part of it. He's the villain in the show, and it's pretty neat. They basically both got frozen, and they both get thawed out at the same time. And it's like, I don't know how many 50, 60 years into the future.
That's Idiocracy. Yeah, I'm just
kind of sort of.
I'm not a big Sylvester Stallone fan. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good movie. Yeah, and then there's a thing. So they didn't have toilet paper back then, or in the future they didn't have toilet paper. They used 3 shells, and he didn't know how to use the 3 shells. Oh, and here was another thing. If they had these things that listen to you, and if you cursed, the next thing you know, you got a fine for cursing, and it would just spit out this thing. And so he walked over. He had to go to the bathroom. He didn't know how to use the shell, so he just walked over to the wall, started cursing, and there was all these things came out. All these paper came out. He's like, now I don't need the shells. So he walked in to wipe his ass with the fines, the tickets. I thought that was pretty good, but I think it's a pretty good movie. Anyhow,
shit, piss, fuck, cock, pee pee, wiener, butthole. We.
I just got fined.
Yeah, did you? So, alrighty. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I'm looking.
Your buddy Bill Gates is warning that there's
did you? I didn't know. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he works for NBC. His name's Zach Wheeler. Did you hear about this guy?
No.
This happened. Says May 1st. Yeah, I'm very surprised we didn't catch this on NBC.
Died. Yeah. The mother died.
He said, "Are you trying to catch a predator? Because I'm not one."
I am not a predator.
So you think we went over some innocent stuff?
No, because I'm actually a kind Christian person who actually cares about people, and I have this. And now you're going to ruin my whole entire life.
Hang on one second.
I'm going to lose my job and everything.
You were talking about coffee and how old my uncle was.
I have no desire.
Let's see.
I have no desire.
Let me ask you something. Out of the how many 30-some people we caught? How many think said that I'm just going to show up and tell them to go home?
All said.
Every one of them.
All did.
Every one of them.
But I can tell you that I truly mean it.
So why are you
truly fucked?
I was even going to come here because I knew that this was you guys, and I figured.
Oh, he knew.
It's actually a good story to do.
Oh, I'm sure. So you said.
No, I did. I did know it was you. I did know it was you. I hadn't. Listen.
Can I claim the stage for 2 minutes?
Yes.
You said, "Look at your beautiful eyes." I said, "I think we'd hit it off, honestly."
He's reading text messages.
Oh my God.
Any shirtless pics?
Dude, run. Don't walk. Run away.
That already sounds bad. Yeah. That already sounds bad. Just weird bad question. Not helping your side. Let's just say I'm a public figure. So you're in 11. Clearly, we went over multiple times.
Why is this guy standing there?
So let's not backtrack over 18.
Because he's not as smart as you are, John.
Just
and
get
you do
the
this.
fuck out.
I want to cuddle.
Now he's videoing.
Minor. Now you're
Good
trying to
Lord.
help him and drop him off.
Listen,
you wanted to cuddle.
I was not ever
wanted to cuddle.
going to. How long is this going to take? Because I really want to just.
How long is this going to take?
So what's going to happen next? You're going to post this everywhere.
We'll talk about that after. Like I said, it depends on.
Do you need money?
It depends on how you.
Do you need
handle the
money?
situation. So right now, part of this is in your.
Right,
Covering a bribe.
Honestly, I will help you guys find more predators. If you
this scumbag.
I would like to broadcast that. I would like to actually do a story. Well, good. Then let's get a broadcast. So we're going to broadcast you.
Yeah, let's do this. Just
Look
away. Yeah.
I work for NBC in Elmira, New York.
I did show up. I showed up. I showed up to tell him that he needs to not go with people that are older than Yeah, I know it is a felony.
Let me.
It's a felony. Even to
It's a felony to meet it up.
I didn't
Meet
lure
up.
any minors.
Oh, you did?
Dummy.
I did not lure any minors.
All right, well, hang on.
No
You sent a
minor
picture
here.
of a nice teddy
no
bear
minor here.
puppy. Very nice dog, by the way, in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You said he'd like to sleep with you too. I said, oh, is that a real pic? He's so cute. You said, yeah, doggy. I want one in New York. I said, I could play doggy. You said, give you some kisses.
No,
I said, I love.
Ugh.
It gets personal. It says, love kiss, neck, cheek, stomach.
I mean, bro.
This dude. I mean, again, I think they should do this more.
Yes.
I think they should do this
I
more.
agree.
You
If I
got
knew
to smoke
how-
these out.
If I knew how to support these guys, I would.
Yeah.
I would do so.
Yeah. And because because they can't stop themselves. It's
No.
a sickness.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fucking sickness.
He'll probably get offered a job at Disney. So, yeah.
Man, oh man. I mean, he did everything. He bribed them. He started his shit. Oh, I just came here. They started reading the text to him. Come on, dude.
Mhm.
Just turn around and run. Turn around and run and leave. Get in your car and hope that nobody finds you and puts you in jail. Good God. Ugh.
So the official Boomer Bunker Ukrainian city of the week is Lviv. That's Lviv, Lviv. That seems to be the one that our media cares about this week.
Lviv.
Lviv.
Okay. And that is why?
Just because that's the one they're talking about. It's getting bombed.
Oh, we care about that now? Well, I don't think we care about that now because they're going to do away with abortions, Bob. Fuck Ukraine. We don't give a shit what happens over there.
I've got footage.
Right?
The Biden administration is currently sending billions and billions of dollars to the Ukraine to help with their armament and infrastructure from all the damage done.
That looks pretty bad, don't it?
Yep.
Pretty
It's
devastated.
so terrible over there.
Where is this?
You can see it.
Give us
It's
a second.
horrific what's occurred. That said, this is Detroit, USA.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Let's send all our money over there, man.
Well, we allow it. I don't know where Cleveland.
They don't really ask me, John, if I'm okay with it.
I know. They just, they're the Robin Hood. Washington, D.C. is the Robin. They rob from the poor and give to the rich. These thieving pricks.
We got
That's
this
my
guy.
buddy Kramer. What's up, Kramer?
Out of here.
New numbers from the CDC show nearly 60% of Americans have had COVID at least once, almost double from the same time last year. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris adds her name to that list.
Well, I hope she's okay. What are the symptoms?
The VP has no symptoms.
And there you have it. The No new symptoms. scare for this fall. A disease without any symptoms. She wouldn't even know she had it if she hadn't been tested. It gets worse.
We may get a whole new generation of vaccines in the fall or winter that may be more effective and more durable.
Did you hear that? All those mays. We may get a new vaccine for this fall. It may be more robust and actually keep you from getting the disease that you don't know that you have that has no symptoms. He goes on.
None of those are going to be available to the American people if we don't get more funding.
Did you hear that? They need more funding, more money to protect you from a disease that has no symptoms.
First of
We
all,
are living in clown world.
Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson made boatloads of money on these fucking vaccines that do nothing. They should be called the dick and bubblegum vaccines, and they're all out of bubblegum because they do nothing. That the vice president was double vaxxed, double boosted, and she got it twice. They say that the efficacy of these vaccines were like 12 to 14%.
12, yes.
And if you'd have known that, would you have got the vaccine?
And I've also heard some who claim to have read these documents that just came out from Pfizer that that it's not good for pregnant women or
what?
Or the fetus.
Bob, I firmly disagree with you. I think I can remember where they said that
it was a year ago that they were telling everybody, oh yeah, and you'll even pass your immunity onto your unborn child.
Right. Oh, you're going to get this. These are safe for pregnant women. Get the vaccine because it's safe. And now they're saying it's not. Oh, what would that be called, Bob? Let me think about that. What would you call something that people touted, and then a year ago, and then just a year later,
misinformation?
Would that be called misinformation?
Huh.
Well, maybe that tap dancing Broadway bitch over
Nina
in Washington, the minister of truth, maybe she should get on that and talk about how that's all disinformation.
Nina,
you think?
Nina Yanks.
Nope. She won't say anything. She'll make a new, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. The vaccines work great right now.
Yep.
Take the shot for a while.
Well, I mean,
might get COVID, you might not.
They don't have Gilbert anymore to push their shit. So back to food real quick. This guy has a little bit of heads up for you.
So there's an egg shortage because of the bird flu, a fertilizer shortage because of the war in Ukraine, a baby formula shortage because of recalls, and food processing plants are randomly going up in flames? I'm sure it's all just a coincidence. Nothing to worry about.
Yep.
I'm just telling you that if shit gets real around here, there ain't going to be a squirrel, a gopher, a deer, a turkey alive anywhere. We're just going to start eating them all.
Got
and there's dogs and cats in the pound. Start adopting them out. What kind of dog do you need? Well, maybe about a 4 or 5 pounder. Oops. Did I say that out loud?
Like I said before, we'll name it House Special.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. It's on the housing market.
Waiting for the housing market to crash so we can finally afford to buy a home.
You do understand that's never going to happen, right? Like, don't get me wrong, the housing market is going to crash. Pretty sure I've made a few videos about this, and all the realtors and real estate investors were like, oh no, he's talking crazy. But it's very obvious that it's headed for a crash. However, you're still not going to be able to buy a house. That's because in preparation for the housing crash, which the government knows is going to happen, the Fed raised interest rates. So now the only people that are going to be able to afford to buy homes are the people who can do it with cash. And usually the only people with that much capital on hand are corporations. So the Fed's going to keep interest rates high to ensure that the people that are getting homes aren't people that want to live in them. They're people who want to rent them at extortionate rates to everyone else. And you're not going to have a choice because interest rates are going to be too high to afford. Sorry, but welcome to a generation fucked by the government.
Yeah, they're actually raising them, I think, either today or tomorrow. They're going to be one of the biggest rate increases in the last 20-something years.
In 1979 or 1980, it might have been like 1982. I remember the interest rate. You could buy a bond and get 18% on your money. I had a friend of mine whose father was a longshore worker, and he still had his the money that he had from his the first tooth that he lost. So he was flush with cash, and he took and bought 30-year bonds at 18% and just lived off that interest. I mean, he had a ton of money in there. He lived off the interest. He died. The mother lived off the interest. It was ridiculous. And again, I blame both sides. The Republicans and the Democrats are all in cahoots together, and I just don't understand why. Why are they doing this? I mean, to be honest with you, sooner or later, people are just going to be fed up with this, and we are going to have an insurrection, and it's going to be welcomed. And we're going to march all these people out of Washington, D.C., shave their heads, and hang them.
Well, you remember, was it a week ago, everybody was on to Elon Musk. Why don't you help people with that money? You know, he has a net worth of something like $260-something billion, whatever, close to $300 billion. Our government spends $131 billion every week, which means the government spends all of Elon's money about every 2 weeks. And yet they haven't solved hunger, homelessness, or any of the shit that they want Elon to pay for. So it's just ridiculous, dude.
Well, I mean, here's one. I guess you'd call this a palate cleanser. This lady here, she cracks me up. You think she trusts what's going on with the mainstream media?
I would trust Pee Wee Herman sitting behind me at a movie theater while on a date with O.J. Simpson, drinking at Bill Cosby's bar using Flint, Michigan ice cubes, making a movie with Alec Baldwin, all while Casey Anthony babysat for me using Caitlyn Jenner's breast milk, than for me to ever trust a single narrative on the mainstream media.
Wonder why that is, Bob.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's us.
I know. Where is I thought I had a clip here. Maybe I didn't pull it. Well, we have our buddy from the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas.
Yes.
Mayorkas. Alejandro Mayorkas. A little background about our buddy.
This message is for Alejandro Mayorkas, communist, socialist, and tremendous son of a... I'd spit on you, but you're not worth the saliva. You were born in Cuba and got to the U.S. when your Jewish parents fled Castro's communism for freedom in Miami. Incredibly, you also moved to Beverly Hills. Bro, please explain how Cuban refugees got to Beverly Hills, a city of millionaires and billionaires. Just kidding. I'm Cuban myself, so I can imagine where the money came from and the connections your parents had to have had to make that move. Moving on. You graduated UC Berkeley with honors in 81, and in 85 you became a lawyer and began your political career during Bill Clinton's term. One of the most corrupt politicians this nation has ever suffered. Anyhow, you rose in power during Barack Obama's term when he made you director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. I guess those connections really paid off, huh? You created DACA and gave legal protection to children of illegal immigrants. Oh yeah, and you gave visas to Haitians after the earthquake of 2010. Of course, that was just to cover for the millions of dollars the Clintons stole through their foundation after promising to rebuild the country. Okay. Never trust a Democrat. In 2016, you became partner in the law firm of Wilmer, Cutler, Pickering, Hale, and Dorr, the same law firm that defended criminals like Ivan Boesky, who made millions through insider trading, and that also defended the Swiss banks and German businesses that exploited and profited from the Holocaust. The same Holocaust that your mother escaped. You're disgusting. Biden made you director of Homeland Security in 2020, and now you want to use your office to censor free speech in America? You're a hypocrite. You should have just stayed in Cuba. You don't deserve freedom. You're just lucky you don't live in Miami. Why? Let's just say that Miamians aren't huge fans of communists like you. You're a disgrace to Cubans everywhere, but I assure you that your efforts are in vain because Americans have rights that were paid for in blood. Remember that. God bless America.
There you go. So there he is. He's a big commie. And yeah, and basically, if you think about it, the way that's all laid out there, might have been a CIA plan. You know, the best thing that ever happened was that he was going to be the next Supreme Court justice, but Mr. Turtle in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, Cocaine Mitch, he would not allow the vote before Trump was elected or before Trump went into office. So if they would allow that right there, that socialist communist piece of shit would have been one of the Supreme Court justices. So what can I tell you? All righty.
Just to put things into perspective, January 19th, 2020, this NPR headline said $11 billion and counting. Trump's border wall would be the world's most costly. Let's fast forward to recently here. Biden asks Congress for $33 billion in aid for Ukraine as war drags on. Huh.
Yeah, we can't afford it. Can't afford the wall to keep them out.
Can't afford either, but one of those would have at least benefited us.
I know. And we allow this. Well, nobody's jumping up and down.
They're not calling me and saying, "Hey, Bob, man, what do you think? Yay or nay?"
Well, Bob, let me ask you: Who are your two senators? Who are your two senators in Alabama?
I don't know because they keep changing. Because whenever Trump pulled one of them to be his attorney general, and then that didn't work out, Jeff Sessions. So he bailed. So I can't keep up anymore. I just cannot keep up.
You can go to I forget what you can go to all you have to do is say I'm from Alabama. Who are my state senators? And they'll give you this. When was the last time you called or emailed your state senators and said anything about this? Never. I'll answer for you.
I actually met up with my local congressman in the Capitol building, and he
gave you
wife gave us a lovely tour. Took about an hour and a half.
Did you ever decide that, when all this shit's going on, say, hey, dude, I appreciate the tour and everything, but Jesus Christ, do you think you can get your hand out of my pocket?
We talked.
I mean, my God, if you get any deeper in there, you're going to get the bottom of my nutsack. You think maybe now you can stop?
We have two idiots. We have Richard Shelby.
There you go.
And we have a former Auburn football coach, Tommy Tuberville.
Well,
who moved he left Auburn, moved to Florida, got into like real estate down there and buying condos and shit, and decided to run for the seat here, even though he still lived in Florida, which is like, I don't know how this fucker got elected just because he's popular because of his name. I remember him, man, War Eagle, which is their saying for Auburn. But
okay. Yeah, the guy that the one that I can't wait to get a hold of is John McKeon, the Democrat assemblyman from Essex County in New Jersey. This genius was the one that took and started and sponsored the plastic bag ban in New Jersey. This genius. Oh, and the state senator, Bob Smith from Middlesex County. This fucking mental midget. I swear to God, I can't wait. I can't wait to call him, to be honest with you. And it's, so I'll just put him in Google real quick, do a Google search. There he is, Bob Smith, Senator Bob Smith. He's got a website and all that kind of stuff. What if there's a phone number for him? Let's see.
1-800 cocksucker.
Maybe. Oh, Bob, there is. You can they're only open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Here's the phone.
Damn it, that's not Boomer Bunker hours. What are we going to do now?
Oh, you know what, Bob?
Leave him a message.
We might be able to leave him a message. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's a ringing.
Shall I get my guitar out?
This senator don't have a hair on his ass if he doesn't have an answer machine here. You know why they don't have an answer machine? Because it would fill up.
Yes.
By the next day.
And then you have to pay somebody to deal with it.
Right.
We can't hear it, so.
Oh, you can't hear this?
Negative, sir.
Okay. Oh! Let's just go with one. Oh, no. It's ringing again.
Was that Espanol?
No.
Para Espanol.
I was hoping to get an answer machine.
Para Espanol, move back to Mexico and press 1. Yeah, we've already mentioned that it's not audible for us.
Hi, Sue. My name's John Domingo, resident of the great state of New Jersey. Well, it used to be. I'm just wondering if the state is doing so well that all we have left to deal with is plastic bags. I mean, I really love the fact the way that Senator what's his name, Senator Smith, the way he jammed this plastic bag ban up our tuchus. And now people that need to get groceries now have to buy bags which have more plastic in them than the plastic bags that you banned. I mean, stroke of genius. Real stroke of genius there, Sue. So if you could do me a favor if you could tell the senator that I will do everything in my power to take care and whoever, I don't care if a potted plant runs against him during his next election, I am going to campaign for the potted plant. That's what I'm going to do. And here's another thing. You know what county I'm from? You know the state senator, the president of the state senator, Sweeney? Yeah, he was in my district. And you know what he did? He raised gas tax like 34 cents. And I said, you think we're going to forget because you did this 2 years later? And we didn't forget. And a truck driver who spent $500 won the election. Now Steve Sweeney's not in the he's not part of the New Jersey Senate anymore. And I couldn't be happier. And I can't wait for Bob to join him in the unemployment line. Thanks for your time. Okay. There we go.
Yeah. Way to stick it to the man, John.
I feel so much better.
I'm impressed that you use your real name.
John Domingo?
Yes.
Yes. Of course I did.
It'd be like me going, yeah, this is Boomer Bob. I'm pro Boomer.
And you know what else I did? I made the phone call anonymous so they can't trace the number. I am so brave. All right. I think we've had enough. I think we've done enough. I think we've said it all, Bob.
Yeah, man.
We've taken care of the abortion problem. The people are now going to have to file for permits to get pregnant. And if you get pregnant without a permit, that's not good. You're going to get fined and no vaginal intercourse for 6 months. That'll stop it. Won't have any more of that problems. The men are just as big of problems as the women. It's 50-50 here. They had a pill that was supposed to take care. A guy could take a pill and he couldn't get a girl pregnant. And I think it gave him, there was a slight possibility that you got a rash. Guys wouldn't take the pill. I'm not getting a rash.
I don't know. I mean, they take a blue pill that could cause instant death, vomit that looks like coffee grounds and all this other shit just to get a freaking boner. So
yeah. Oh yeah. They'll take a pill to get their dick hard, but they won't take a pill to make it shoot blanks. That's the problem. All righty.
Well, go ahead and do the end of the show bullshit because I got to grow a monkey tail.
Okay. We will be back here Monday, 10 a.m. All of our links and Discord links are at allmylinks.com/boomerbunker. We appreciate you being here, and we'll check you out on Monday. Take care.